2, and I think we're live. Hey everybody, can you make sure my volume's up? This guy, check, check, check. Good. Volume check. It's Monday. How is everybody? Are you surviving? I'm surviving. I am happy to be here with y'all, live again on Monday. We're going to slow things down a little bit. We're not going to do one of the quick power flows, but we will do one Thursday at 11 a.m. on Facebook. So this will be kind of a medium flow. And today we'll need like a hand towel or a belt or a strap if you're a real qualified yogi that has supplies at home. And then for later, nice cozy pillow. We'll have a little restorative at the end with a pillow. So make sure to grab this and get yourself set up. So you're just coming in, pillow, and some sort of device for a strap or belt. Or hand towel works great for your feet. So we're gonna do a big toe hold with a strap. All right. Happy Monday, Facebook. Happy Monday, Instagram. Good to be with you virtually. Today I was trying out my Instapot, which is very fantastic and has nothing to do with yoga at all. But as I was pressing that little presser thing and all the steam was coming out, I was kind of thinking about how energetically we're holding a lot of that pressure and tension in right now, especially during these interesting times. And so I thought it would be nice to start seated, connect with the breath, and we'll do some exhales, just imagining that we're releasing that same steam, kind of like the Instapot. If you don't know what Instapot is, don't worry about it. It's just like a little pressure cooker, and we're going to release some steam energetically. So find a nice, comfortable seat. You don't need your hand towel unless you really want it, or you start spitting in your towel maybe. All right, I'm going to be serious for this yoga class. So find a nice, comfortable seat as you settle in. Just give yourself a couple of cow and cat tilts of the spine so you can energetically feel how that scaffolding that's holding you up is feeling, is moving, opening up the front of the body with the inhales, drawing the navel up and back, creating space in the muscles along the back as you exhale. Just a couple rounds just to help us move out some physical tension before we connect with our breath. And then a soft twist to your right hand behind you, left hand on top of the left thigh. Lift and lengthen the spine with the inhale, and softly turn with the exhale. Lift and lengthen with the inhale, and take, I got a little adjustment there. Soft turn with your exhale. Come on back to center, a cow and cat tilt of the spine before we go to the other side. Lift and lengthen, and then you can take that soft turn to your left fingertips behind you, right hand resting on the right thigh. Get tall with the inhale, and start to twist with the exhale. Last round, nice big inhale, and good. So hopefully you feel a little bit more comfortable in your seat as you connect with the rise and fall of your breath. Notice where and how you're breathing. Give your breath some sound today. So kind of like the sound of the ocean, the tide pulling in and out. Inhale is Ujjayi breath. Hold the breath and then make a little sound as you exhale. So we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then we're going to imagine that tension, that steam that we have in our body that's compressed and needs to get out. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, a little bit of sound. And then go ahead and open the mouth and let the steam out. Nice big inhale through the nose. Letting out a little bit more steam with a little bit more vocalization. Energetically, you might feel a wave of relaxation from the crown of the head down the spine. Try that again. Nice big inhale. Last round. I'm feeling better already. I hope you are too. Nice big inhale through the nose. And then this last one, a little bit more softer, a little quieter. Nice big inhale. And that feeling, let that kind of move throughout the body, that sensation of relaxing and releasing with each exhalation. Inhale, cleanse and purify your mind with your breath. Hold and listen before you exhale. And that wave of relaxation as you let it all go through the breath. Cleansing and purifying with your inhale. And letting it go with the exhale. Take 3 more rounds. Just pause a little bit longer in between. Enjoy the silence, an opportunity to listen and check in. And take your time letting go. Using visualizations always helps if you want to imagine the pressure cooker, or you want to actually imagine like this clear smoke coming out. Good. All right. So we're going to do some movements on our back. If you don't have a hand towel, grab something, or if you're easily able to grab your big toe with your hand, don't worry. Keep the hand towel by the side. Swing the legs around. And then we'll lie on our back, engaging the core as we come down. Oh, I forgot about this. This is our chant for later. This is the second part of the chant that we did on Friday. So we'll finish up with that, and then I'll move this out of the way. Free or donate. You know what to do. As you lower down, walk your feet in so that they're hip distance and a little closer to your seat. And as you exhale, draw the navel, the spine, press the lower back to the floor. Good. As you inhale with the hands on the floor, slowly lift your seat and squeezing your thighs kind of towards the midline so they don't turn out. And as you exhale, lower all the way down, navel back to the spine. So we're going to keep moving slowly with the breath. Slow inhalation, lift your hips. Option of sending your arms over the head or keeping them by the side to keep you supported and help you with an easier lift. As you exhale, slowly roll down, engage your core muscles, pull them up and back, land softly, and bring the arms by the side. We're going to keep pulsing like this. The hands can stay by the side as they inhale, or they can come over the head with that inhalation. And then as you exhale, either arms down by the side, or if you need a little core today, lift your head and shoulders off the floor, reach for your knees. Keep pulsing with your breath. Inhales the lifting of the pelvis, the hips, and exhales the engagement of the core, and the arms are moving by the side or over the knees, towards the knees. Keep pulsing. Go 5 more rounds, but try to keep the movement slow. We're doing a slow flow today, and sometimes holding can be just as powerful as high repetition, especially when you start to hold the core a little bit longer than you normally would. Last 5. Did I say that earlier? You get extra credit. Lower it down with the exhale. Last 4. Let the breath be expansive, especially with the inhales.
kind of like drawing in some more life force, moving it around. Exhales, that same releasing tension breath. It's always nice to do that when you do core. It helps you get a little bit of it out, a little bit of a contraction. Great, guys. Last round. Good. So keep the knees bent just like they are. Make two fists with your hands. You're going to sit on the top of your knuckles. And as you lift the hips, go up to the top of where your glute starts to round towards your waistband, and slide your fist right underneath there, and then slowly lower down. Good. And then put a little bit of weight into those fists, lift the knees off, and then as you start to separate the knees, circle one knee at a time away from your midline. That'll focus on the hip that you're circling. If you want to put more weight into that hip, into that knee that you're circling, you'll feel a little bit more. Good. And then come back to center and do the other leg. Just kind of create a little mobility here in one of the areas that gets kind of tense, that glute piriformis area, top of the hip on the back side. Great. One more full circle. And then you can release your hands, shake out your wrists, and then draw the knees on either side of the chest and give yourself a little wiggle from side to side. All right. Hold on to your left leg. Let the right leg fall to the floor. And give yourself a couple of circles with the ankle and shin and the left foot. This is where we're going to get our hand towel, our strap, or a belt ready, circling the other way. And you've got your hand towel, your strap, or your belt, or you're using your hands. If you don't have anything, you can always grab the hamstring, calf, or big toe. And then as you're extending the leg, draw the toes towards the face and imagine you're pressing the heel to the sky. If your leg's way back here, that's okay too. Let's all start with our right leg bent. This will take a little weight off the lower back, and then we can go deeper if we need to. So hanging out right here, or drawing the toes towards the face. And as you extend your heel through the sky, you'll start to see that hamstring starts to straighten out a little bit more. Stay here for your 5 breaths, or for those of you that need some more work for the core, even home eating all your snacks, extend your right leg, keep the left foot up, and take your 10 pulses here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale, lift. Remember, this is optional. We're doing a slow flow today, but if you need to do some core work, like I do, to warm it up and work through some of that food you've been eating. Last 2, last 1, and then grab back onto your strap, your towel, or the outside of the leg. Keep that right leg active, flex the right foot, and take your strap over to your left hand. As you guide the leg to the left, keep the right glute on the floor. So you might use the right hand to press it down. If you want to feel more, flex your left bicep so the toes start to come in a little closer toward you. Good. Press your right heel away towards the back of the mat. Draw the toes in and keep the right leg really active. Great, guys. Give yourself 2 more rounds of breath right here. Maybe drawing your toes towards your bicep a little bit more for a little resistance. Make sure the breath is even and long. Good. Bring the leg back to center. I don't have too much room here, so I'm going to do the half version, but take your strap over to the right hand and take the left leg across the body. The leg can hover above the floor, and then you just give yourself a little pull, toes towards the bicep again. To go deeper, you can take that left arm out to the side like a wing for a deeper twist. Some of you like to take the pretzel variation, bend your right leg, Shavasana variation, reach down with your left hand for your right foot to increase the twist. Good. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more, and come on back. back to center. Release the strap, hug the left knee into the chest, circle it around, shake it out, maybe press it forward, give yourself a little traction for the mid and upper back, and then come on down. Good. Right knee slides into the chest. Give yourself a couple of circles at the ankle and the shin right here. Use the strap, towel, whatever you were using before, hands, and extend the right heel to the sky. Good. As you point the toes towards the face or towards the shin, you'll start to feel the calf and hamstring. If you really move that heel to the sky, you're going to feel a little bit more resistance. So be kind to yourself here. And once again, to go a little safer, you can always bend the left leg. It's softer on the lower back. Or if you want more resistance, straighten it or take your 10 pulses. Actively lift with your core. Exhale, inhale, lower halfway down. Pulse with your breath. Last 5. It's actually a little bit more work when you pull slower, isn't it? Hold the strap in your right hand or the back of your leg. Keep that left leg quad down and let that right leg drop over to your right. You don't want it so that your left hip comes off the floor. You'll know when to stop, and if you need to feel more resistance, flex your right bicep, and that right heel will start to move towards the back right or the front right corner of your mat, depending how you're lying on your mat. Keep that left leg active, left leg engaged. 2 more rounds of breath. You with it, guys. 1 more. And then come on back to center with your right leg. Take the strap over into your left hand, all the way across the body. You can hover it. It can come all the way to the floor. The main component is the twist. So we want to lift and lengthen, create space as we extend the right shoulder or reach down, right hand, left foot, and roll the right shoulder blade to the floor. Try to go back to the breath. Inhales, purifying the mind, holding. Exhale, let go of something. Yoga is a real process of detoxifying mentally, physically, emotionally, trying to get all those blocks out from preventing us from connecting with self. So use the exhales, really get rid of that stuff today. Good. And then when you're ready, come on back to center. Probably won't use this for a while, so you can move it up to the side. Give the right knee a little hug into the chest, a little circle, or that traction that you did before, pressing the knee forward. That action lifts the head and shoulders off, and then you can relax back and feel that traction right there. Excellent. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more. And then go ahead and roll onto your back. Just a couple of soft rock and rolls. Cross your shins. Rolling forward and backward. Nice massaging action for the muscles along the back. Good. Go 1 more round. And then we'll come all the way up. Swing your legs around and come into table pose. I'm going to get this out of the way. You guys can see your chant later. From your table pose, arms under the shoulders, knees under the hips, guide the heart forward. Lengthen the spine with inhale, and then push down, exhale, round the spine. Tailbone lengthens down, navel straight up to the spine. Lengthen the heart forward, inhale. Exhale, round your spine. 2 more rounds of these cat and cow tilts. 1 more. Good, guys. Come to your neutral spine. Walk your hands to the right corner of your mat. Good. And we'll just pulse back, left hip towards the left heel, and then come back to this side stretching table. Pulse back, left hip, glute towards your left heel, and then pulse back to your side stretching table. 1 more round of breath. Moving into this child's pose, stretch as you back up the seat. Breathe slower, fuller, and deeper into your left side body. Purifying the mind with the inhales, holding the breath, and that perfection of letting go with the exhale. Good. As you come back to center, you can keep the right hand where it is. Thread the left arm under, across, and through. Maybe the left shoulder lowers, and if you're going for it, walk your right fingertips forward a little bit. Take a little gentle bend in your right elbow here on the fingertips and just start to roll that shoulder back. If you want to feel more, spider crawl your hands to the left as you roll the shoulder blade back. So we're starting to focus a little bit more on the muscles of rotation while we're getting a nice spinal twist. And then if you back up your seat a little bit, you get a little bit more resistance. If you lengthen the spine and walk your hands to the left a little bit more, you'll start to feel. Go back to your breath. Yeah. 2 more rounds. 1 more. Slowly come back up to your table. From your table, palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We go back to our cat and cow tilts, nice and slow, following the breath. If you want to create a little bit more heat, you can hover the knees off the floor as you round the spine. The exhale and guide the heart, chin, chest forward with the inhale. Try 2 more rounds of breath. Pulse with the breath. If your knees are off the floor, lower them down. Walk your hands over to the left corner of your mat. And you're pulsing your hips over towards your right heel. Side stretching table. Inhale back to center. Exhale, pulse towards your right heel. 3 more pulses just like this until you end up in this really nice side stretch in child pose. Pause and breathe into it, really stretching the right side body, creating more space for breath by really inflating when you inhale. Holding the breath and then taking your time and letting it go. The breath is a powerful guide to moving out physical, mental, emotional tension. So just keep coming back to your breath. All right, so the right hand's going to stay. We're going to thread the left arm under, across, and through. Peek underneath your right underarm. Good. So we're taking the twist here. Yeah. And then if you want to feel more, come up to your right fingertips and just walk the hands a little bit more to your left. Guiding the ribs forward, finding that rotation. Wait a second, did we do this side already? Yeah, we did this side. Let's do the other side. My bad. Right arm threads under, across, and through. I was like, why am I looking at you again? Walk your fingertips of the left hand forward and over to your right. Lengthening the spine and rotating. You feel that shoulder opener as well as the spinal twist. All right, I hope you got both sides. You threaded the right hand through, yeah? All right, come on back to your table pose. Let's go to our first down dog. Slide your palms forward about a palm print. Tuck your toes under, push forward into your palms strongly, push forward into your fingers, lift the knees off the floor, press the heels down towards the floor as you send your seat to the sky. Pedal out the legs 1 at a time in your down dog. Keep pressing the mat away from your toes. This will help you really activate the muscles in your arms and also in your hands so that you're not sinking into the wrist. Good. And then we'll come forward to our plank pose. Bring those knees to the floor or keep the knees off as you bend the elbows and slowly lower down. Go slow. Don't be in a hurry here. Replace your palms with your elbows. Sphinx pose. So the elbows are right under the shoulders. Press into your knees and round the spine and take a cat tilt of your spine. And then allow the belly to move forward towards your elbows as you roll the shoulder blades back with your big inhale. Exhale, round the spine, cat tilt. Inhale, guide, chest, chin forward. Roll the shoulder blades down and back, press into the tops of the feet. Last round. Good. Keeping your forearms on the floor, we're just going to hold our forearm plank for a little bit. Draw the inner thighs together, squeeze, pull the navel to the spine. Push forward and down, maybe press back into the heels a little bit. We've got 3 more breaths. Keep breathing slow, full, and deep. And then lower down, replace your elbows with your palms. Low cobra pose, press to the tops of the feet. Draw the ribs forward, elbows back, move the heart forward. Good. Give yourself a couple of soft shoulder rolls right here. If you're feeling anything in the lower back, come on down. If you need to feel more, start to straighten your arms a little bit. Good. Press back to your down dog. Pedal the feet out. Shift your weight to your right leg. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Toes pointing down here. Draw the chest towards the thigh. Last 2 breaths. Good. As you exhale, round the spine, draw the knee to the forehead, look forward, step the left foot between the hands. Lower the right knee to the floor. Left hand on top of your left thigh, right hand to the sacrum, and just pulse into and open up the front of your right hip. Good. So we're just finding the foundation right now. And then we're going to go a little bit deeper. Once you find that spot where you're feeling a little bit of resistance, stay there. Let the tailbone lengthen down as you lift your heart up. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Draw the elbows towards each other. Inhale, lift the elbows. And exhale, roll them back. Yeah, just a nice shoulder opener while we open up the front of our hip. A little multitasking happening here today. 2 more rounds of breath. Lift with the inhale. Roll with the exhale. 1 more. The next time you roll back, interlace your hands behind the base of the head. And as you push the head back, let the body just sway from side to side. Good. Come to a neutral spine. Place your right hand on top of the left thigh and bring it to the outer left thigh so it hugs to the midline. And then take your side stretch over to the right. You can stay here, or you can take the left arm up and over the ear. Keep squeezing the inner thighs towards the midline. Enjoy the breath here. Don't rush the breath. Cleansing and purifying with the inhale, pausing and softening, maybe deeper into your right hip as you exhale. Yeah. All right. Your left forearm is going to be resting on top of your left thigh. Keep your sternum and chest pointing straight forward. Don't open up the shoulders. Inhale the right arm over the head and reach to your left. Keep hugging the knees towards the midline. Reaching over to the left, you feel this stretch all the way from the top of the knee up the psoas, all the way up to where you're connecting on the spine, even on the ribs, the lats. Good. Left palm can stay where it is, right palm to the floor. Use the left hand to press the knee forward, so just above the knee. Right knee can stay on the floor, you can tuck the toes under. Lengthen the spine. Press down, lift the left rib cage over the left thigh, and rotate. Stay here, or send the left palm to the sky. Get long with the spine. 1 more big exhale. Good. Lower the left palm to the floor. Lower the right knee to the floor. Back up your hands just a little bit, and start to straighten the left leg. Some of you might have to back up the hands a little bit more. Draw the toes towards the shin.
As you inhale, lengthen the spine and walk your hands forward. You'll know when to stop. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, walk your hands forward. 2 more rounds of breath. Just like that. You'll know when to feel it. Breathe into it. Slow the breath down. Nice, everybody. 1 more round of breath. Bend your left leg. Tuck your right toes under. Lift the right knee off the floor. Squeeze energetically the inner thighs towards each other and bring your hands to your hips and rise up. Tilt your tailbone so that the tailbone is drawing down, and then pull the navel up and back. Don't scoop it under, straight down, and then lift your rib cage. From here, put a little bit more weight into the back right heel. Send the palms to the sky. Roll the shoulder blades down the spine. This is about as energetic as it's going to get today. If you want to feel more, lift your left heel off the floor, and you're going to feel that calf muscle firing up. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more, you got it. Lower your palms to the floor. Left leg to the sky where it started. Shake it out. Move it around. And because we've been opening up the hamstrings, let's go a little closer. So walk your hands closer to the right foot. You'll know when to stop. Some of you will walk towards a mini dog, a mini 3-legged dog. Some of you will get closer to a standing split. Just make sure you don't lose the breath here. Let the breath be the most important part of your flow today. Good. Walk your hands forward. So you're in plank pose. Choose the knee option if you want to. Lengthen the spine. Lower it down. Bend the elbows. Keep the palms on the floor or replace the palms with your elbows. Sphinx pose. Press down to the tops of the feet. Guide the heart forward and lift the chest. Some of you are moving into cobra or up dog. Make sure you're not feeling any resistance in the lower back. Keep moving your ribs and heart forward. Shoulder blades down. Press into index and thumb if your elbows are off the floor. I'll see you guys in down dog. Tuck it under. Flip those toes. Pedal it out. Press the palms strongly forward. Good. Shift your weight to the left foot. Right leg to the sky. Press actively forward with both palms. Lengthen and slow the breath down. Exhale, draw the right knee to the forehead. Round the spine, move forward and step the right foot to the front of your mat. Left knee, lower it to the floor. Right hand to right knee. Left hand to the sacrum. And we'll go back to our pulses here. I like slow yoga sometimes. It helps you slow things down, both energetically and mentally. When we keep things at a high pace, usually our mind is following along with it, and then we feel more stressed and more anxious. So give yourself some time to just settle in and slow down. So we're sinking into our foundation. You'll find your spot where it feels right for you. The tailbone, imagine it extending towards the floor. The ribs and heart lifting. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders. We'll go for those shoulder circles again. You might have a little bit more range of motion the second round. Enjoy it. Good. And the next time you circle it, interlace the non-habitual way, the weird index finger on top. Press the head back into your palm. Keep lifting the rib cage. Draw the inner thighs towards each other as you start to take your side stretch, side to side. So these lunges and holding these lunges are so good, especially if you find yourself sitting a lot more than normal. You're really stretching the hip flexor and the psoas that are really just being contracted all day while you're sitting on your asana. Come to center, left hand, outer right thigh, right hand over the head, squeeze to the midline and take your side stretch to the left. Keep reaching with the inhale. And then maybe squeeze to the midline and go a little deeper with each exhale. Good. Come on back to center. Rest your right forearm on top of your right thigh. And then inhale your left arm up to the sky. Take it over your head to the right. And then squeeze towards the midline. If you need to feel more, drop into the front of that left hip a little bit more. And you should feel a nice opening all the way up to the groin, all the way up to the ribs. It's really powerful when you stay in some of these postures a little bit longer and really feel your way through the resistance. Oh, one more. Soften into it on that last one and just let yourself soften into the pose. And then go ahead and lower your left hand to the floor. Right hand comes on top of the right thigh. Guide it forward just a little bit. Hug to the midline and lift your right ribcage over the thigh first. So you're creating a little lift in space. And then you can choose whether the left knee stays on the floor or extends. Your left shoulder will want to turn in. See if you can turn your left bicep forward. Press back into your left heel and forward with your right knee so that everything's moving in opposition as you twist. 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe a little bit more space with the inhale. And a little bit more softness and opening with the exhale. Lower the right hand around the right foot. Lower the left knee to the floor. Go ahead and straighten your right leg. Start by walking your hands back. It'll make the hamstring stretch a little easier. And then guide your heart, chin, and chest forward. And then you can start journeying forward. Your body will probably know where to stop. It'll give you little signals if you listen. You can start by watching your breath if it starts to shorten. Or if you're starting to make crazy faces, that means you're probably feeling something. Last 3 breaths. Enjoy the breath. Good. Rebend your right leg. Palms to the floor. Tuck your toes under. Your feet need to be hip distance. Squeeze to the midline. Bring your hands to the hips. Tailbones lengthening down. The ribs and heart are lifting up. Send the palms up with it. This is about as powerful as we get today. This is a high lunge variation of our warrior. Maybe lift your right heel off the floor if you need to feel more. Press the left heel down, right knee forward, and keep squeezing your inner thighs towards the midline, lifting the ribs. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And go ahead and lower your palms to the floor. Right leg to the sky. Toes pointing down. We get our hamstring stretch on the left side. So start to walk your hands back towards the left leg. Either one-legged dog, shortening the stance, or all the way towards your standing split. Relax the muscles of the face, the jaw. You guys are probably saying, when are we going to use our pillow? That's happening soon, I promise. Come on back to your plank pose. Take a little pec stretch. Lower all the way down. Right arm out to the side like a wing. One of my favorites. It just opens up the front of the chest so nicely. And it feels good too for most of us. If you want to feel more, bend your left leg or bend the right leg. Can you lengthen the breath out and slow it down? Just like you did at the beginning of class. As you slow the breath down, the activity in the mind will slow down. Move out of that space when we're rushing, where we're thinking about future. Just be present for yourself and your practice. Come on back to center. Left arm out to the side like a wing. The left arm is nice and straight, moving straight out from the shoulder, and we're rolling to the left arm.
Maybe bending one leg as you open up the front of your chest. Maybe both. And then notice how you're experiencing the breath. And you lengthen all 4 parts out. You can go back to making the sound that we did earlier, the Ujjayi breath. Enjoy the pauses and the space in between. Good. And then as you roll back, we'll pause on our core. Then we'll bend both legs and just let them windshield wiper from side to side. Individual quad stretch is really simple from your Sphinx pose. Straighten the left leg, reach back, and bend the right. Guiding the heart forward. I got a little knee issue on this guy, so I'm going to baby it today. Lengthen, and then you keep pressing down that right heel towards the seat as you guide the heart forward. Good. So we did a lot of psoas opening. Now we're opening up the quad and that knee connection. And then go ahead and switch it up. Right elbow to the floor, left leg bends, reach back with your left hand, drawing the heel down, and guiding the heart forward. So we're taking a nice quad stretch before we start our seated series. You'll see why in a second. It'll help you find a nice comfortable seat. And then as you come out of it, bring your palms by the ribs, press up to your table pose. And then just for a finale for our shoulders, line up your knees and your hips. Don't back the seat up, don't move the seat forward, keep it right where it is. And just start to walk your hands forward. Don't move your hips forward or backward. Puppy pose. And then soften into each exhale. Lengthen the heart forward with each inhale. Maybe the palms go a little farther forward. And then once again, soften. You might end up with your forehead on the floor. You might not. You might end up with your chin on the floor. Or your heart softening towards the floor. This one's a hard one to breathe in. So challenge yourself with 3 more rounds of breath. Full inhales. Pauses, exhales, short pause. Great, everybody. Start to walk up. And swing your legs around so that you're facing the camera, whatever direction that is, where you're facing your phone or your computer. Now we get to use our blanket, or a bolster, or a pillow, whatever you got. Bring it over to your right side, okay? I'm gonna shift this way a little bit so you can see. Good. My right leg's gonna remain bent in a nice cross-legged seat. My left leg's gonna swing around. So taking a little straddle pose with the left leg. If this is challenging for you, you can sit up on something to get your seat a little higher. And we're just gonna bring our right forearm onto our pillow, our bolster, and we're going to take a really easy side stretch. So guide your rib cage so that your shoulders are nice and even. Take the left arm over the head, and I just want you to let the right ear drop towards the right shoulder, and the left arm to just be loose. Move it around a little bit, shake it out, and see how much you can soften into that shoulder. Let the arm just bend and breathe into that space. But just for 3 breaths, we're going to place the left hand behind the head, and we're going to be active for 3 breaths. So lengthen the spine as you inhale, and then as you exhale, push the head back into your palm. Lengthen the spine as you inhale, push the head back into the palm. Last one, lengthen the spine, push your head back into the palm, and then keep that lengthening, but try to press that left hip bone closer to the floor, and then let the arm soften. Let everything just be.
Go back to your breath for 3 more breaths. Really enjoying this side stretch without force. Good. So your left hand is going to come on one side of your pillow, your bolster, your blanket. Your right hand is going to come on the other side. And you can either take a soft twist with your right ear on the pillow or a deeper twist with your left ear on the pillow. And when we get there, we're just going to breathe and melt. I like to walk my hands a little farther forward. See how comfortable you can get in your twist by letting each exhale say to yourself, I'm letting go. I'm softening. I'm letting go of control. I'm along for the ride. Let the inhales be longer, smoother, slower. Let the exhales be you just surrendering to the moment and being at ease, at peace in the posture. Take your time with the last 3 breaths and really stretch out the breath. Don't be in a hurry here. Good. Now the trick is to come up as slowly as possible so that if someone happened to be looking at your screen, they would think everything was in slow motion. Good. Keep the legs just as they are for a moment. Slide your left hand under your left shin. Let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder, so you should feel trapezius stretch on your left side body. If you want to feel more, right hand reaches up. I like to do a little exploring chin towards chest, and I find little spots that feel like they need more attention, or I feel a little bit more resistance, so feel free to explore. Relax the muscles of your face, the jaw. Good. Soften that left shoulder a little bit, almost just like the fingertips are holding you there. Good. And then slowly come back to center. You ready for the other side? So let's get set up for the other side. We're going to do exactly the same thing with the legs, but just switching the left and right. Move your bolster, your pillow, your blanket over towards your left side. Your left leg is bent like cross-legged, Janu Shirshasana variation, and your right leg is in half Virasana or a little straddle pose. Good. If you need to put the blanket, the bolster, or pillow underneath your seat to keep your knee here, happy, go for that. And then we'll take the side stretch, left forearm on top of the left, on top of your bolster. And then invite your right ribcage to slightly move back so that right shoulder is lining up with the left. Take your right arm over the head and just let it hang. Let your left ear drop towards the left shoulder. Try to do no work for the first couple of breaths. Just allow yourself to just soften into this posture. Let the breath be the only active part about the posture for right now. Lengthening the inhale, pausing for a couple of counts, listening, and then letting go with the exhale. We all have lists that we can let go of, so if you're ever wondering what we're letting go of, there's a lot of energetic stuff, a lot of mental stuff. I like to just imagine it all in one big box, and I just throw the box out. All right, place your right hand behind your head. Keep the palm behind your head, and then start to lean your head back into the palm. That's it. Now lengthen the rib cage forward, lengthen it, and then rotate back just a little bit more. Get long with the spine so it feels like your ribs are moving towards your pillow, and then rotate. Good. Last one, lengthen, rotate, and your finale is starting to drop your right sit bone closer to your right heel. You keep the length,
but you get a little bit more side stretch, and then with the right arm, relax over the head. Just breathe into it. 3 more rounds of breath. Enjoying the space you create when you work with the muscles along the side body. Really important to have that healthy respiration right now, especially in these days. All right, finishing with our twist. Right hand on one side of your pillow blanket bolster, left hand on the other side. Left ear softer twist, right ear more intense. You choose your version. Get comfortable. As you're melting in, create more space for yourself and your mind by letting go of any of those patterns that you're holding on to, any gripping. Let the fear or anxiety that comes up in these little moments be moved out through the breath. And with a little diligence, if we keep working with the mind this way, thought patterns that distract us or that move us into emotional states that we don't want to be in, we use the breath to carry it out. We use the inhales to cleanse and purify and bring us present, safety in this perfect moment before us. Good. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath where I want you to just melt as much as you can. Imagine something melting in the sun like butter. Awesome, guys. As slowly as you can rise up. Super slow. Super slow. Good. Whatever side your bolster's on, this is going to support your upper back and your shoulders. Your seat's going to be on the floor. And you're just going to spin around and use this along your spine as a heart opener for your Shavasana. The arms can be out to the side like wings. They can be cactus field goal. If you need any last movements, you want to windshield wiper the legs or do anything before you settle into your Shavasana, take your time setting yourself up and get yourself really comfortable. We'll prepare for our Shavasana, taking our time to really settle into the space that we created with our breath. The exhales are powerful ways to move out any distraction, any busyness. And then ultimately, I'd love for you to just let go of any directing or guiding of your breath altogether so that the body's just breathing itself. And as you watch the breath operate on its own, your mind should find some stiller waters, right? The activity in our mind can be like big waves, the vrittis, or we can still them by guiding them, following the breath, intentionally drawing the mind to a certain point, concentrating on that point, allowing ourselves to be present, helping ourselves move into a retreat space in our mind, whether that's meditation, concentration, whatever is working for you today. Find the stillness and keep cultivating it
by noticing when your mind starts to take you out of the present moment into thought patterns that may sabotage. For those of you that want quiet during your Shavasana, you can turn the sound down. I'll work with the beginning of the chant that we did Friday and add the last part. And then if you feel like sitting up halfway through your Shavasana near the end, you're welcome to join me and chant your brains out at home or in Shavasana. Shavasana and you'd like to join me for a chant, start to slowly work your way to your seat. Otherwise, enjoy the last minute or so. Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram. Everybody start to bring some movement back to your physical body. Slowly, intuitively, find your way to feel pose. Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram. Lift yourself up to your seat. Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram. Give yourself a moment to really absorb and experience all the effects of your practice, physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally. Thank yourself for making your time, space for your practice, keeping keeping the dedication, keeping the practice alive. And hopefully share the effects of this practice energetically with somebody else that could use it. Finishing with an Om, nice big inhale. Happy Monday. Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me. I know I can't see you, but I can feel you. And the next time we're doing the Facebook Insta is on Thursday at 11. Chant's here if you want to practice it. The previous chant from Friday is what leads up to it. Free or donate, whatever feels right for you. And may start to do these classes on Zoom so I can see you. You can let me know if that works better for you. A lot of people have been asking me to do it because they're not Facebookies and there's more interaction, so I may play with that on Friday. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you for joining Insta and Facebook. Happy Monday, guys.